do what's next, and you keep growing until you start to discover, hey, this is my real passion. People go for 5, 6, 7 years, and then they usually question their business, their career, their body, their relationships. And then one of two things happens. They change direction and feel renewed, or they go, no, I got a great deal here, what the hell's wrong with me? And they recommit, and they get stronger. But that's life. And if you don't grow, I don't give a damn how much you got going for you, you're going to be miserable. I think as early on, I realized that one of the things you have to understand about life is everything changes and everything ends. And that kind of sounds heavy on the front end, but it's a truth. If everything changes and everything ends, number one, it should make you appreciate what you have right now. And then my view is, what's next is always better if I make it so. It's my job to make it so. And I think that's how we have to navigate. But most of us have been conditioned not to take a risk. People ask me all the time, what does it take to be happy? And I always tell them, it's really simple. One word, progress. If you want to change the world, start off by making your bed. If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day. It will give you a small sense of pride, and it will encourage you to do another task, and another, and another. And by the end of the day, that one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed. Making your bed will also reinforce the fact that the little things in life matter. If you can't do the little things right, you'll never be able to do the big things right. And if by chance you have a miserable day, you will come home to a bed that is made, that you made, and a made bed gives you encouragement that tomorrow will be better. I've been a Navy SEAL for 36 years. Every morning in SEAL training, my instructors, who at the time were all Vietnam veterans, would show up in my barracks room, and the first thing they'd do is inspect my bed. If you did it right, the corners would be square, the covers would be pulled tight, the pillows centered just under the headboard, and the extra blanket folded neatly at the foot of the rack. It was a simple task, mundane at best, but every morning we were required to make our bed to perfection. It seemed a little ridiculous at the time, particularly in light of the fact that we were aspiring to be real warriors, tough, battle-hardened SEALs. But the wisdom of this simple act has been proven to me many times over. It matters not whether you ever served a day in uniform. It matters not your gender, your ethnic or religious background, your orientation, or your social status. Our struggles in this world are similar, and the lessons to overcome those struggles and to move forward, changing ourselves and changing the world around us, will apply equally to all. If you think it's hard to change the lives of 10 people, change their lives forever, you're wrong. I saw it happen every day in Iraq and Afghanistan. But changing the world can happen anywhere, and anyone can do it. So what starts here can indeed change the world. You will likely fail often. It will be painful. It will be discouraging at times. It will test you to your very essence. At the darkest moment of the mission is a time when you need to be composite, when all your tactical skills, your physical power, and your inner strength must be brought to bear. If you want to change the world, you must be your very best in the darkest moments. If I have learned anything in my time traveling the world, it is the power of hope. The power of one person, a Washington, a Lincoln, a King, Mandela, and even a young girl from Pakistan, Malala. One person can change the world by giving people hope. Start each day with a task completed. Find someone to help you through life. Respect everyone. Know that life is not fair and that you will fail often. But if you take some risks, step up when the times are the toughest, face down the bullies, lift up the downtrodden, and never ever give up. If you do these things, the next generation and the generations that follow will live in a world far better than the one we have today. And what started here will indeed have changed the world for the better. Finally, in SEAL training, there's a bell, a brass bell that hangs in the center of the compound for all the students to see. All you have to do to quit is ring the bell. Ring the bell, and you no longer have to wake up at 5. Ring the bell, and you no longer have to be in the freezing cold swims. Ring the bell, and you no longer have to do the runs, the obstacle course, the PT, and you no longer have to endure the hardships of training. All you have to do is ring the bell to get out. If you want to change the world, don't ever ring the bell. No, I thought if you're a good person and you do right by people, that people will take your kindness and give you kindness back. But what I realize is sometimes in this world, the kindier you are, the more they try to play you like a fool. I was delusional. I'm nice to you, you're nice to me. Don't always work like that. Sometimes I'm nice to you and you take advantage of me. So some of y'all, you're delusional. I just need you to do me a favor. When you are delusional, you can never get the outcomes you want because the premise in which you're operating from is a lie. So you've got to work from truth. And some of us don't want to deal with truth because it's so difficult. You dropped out of school. You grew up in a certain community. In order for you to be able to do what you need to do, like a Tony Robbins, there's some things that you don't have in your arsenal that if you can just admit you don't have it in your arsenal, then you can go get it. But until you admit that you don't have it, you'll never be able to do it. So I need you to do me a huge favor. I just need you to be real. And the reason why a lot of y'all don't want to be real is because some of you would rather live a lie than have nothing at all. You already know that job you're in isn't about you. Your boss isn't about to cash you out. You're just scared to quit and start your own business because you don't know if you're going to do well or not. You know you shouldn't be there. Let's be honest, you know you still shouldn't be at that job right now. Let me see your hand. Let's just be real. Let me see your hand. You know you shouldn't still be there. Raise it high. Don't play with me. Raise it high. You still shouldn't be at that job. But you're delusional that one day it's going to be your day. That one day you're going to merge your job and your calling together. It's not going to happen. You're going to have to just leave. He gave me permission to say, I am brilliant. Yeah, I might be different, but I am brilliant. Yep, I might be loud, but I am special. He gave me permission. So the first thing I want you to do today is I want you to keep saying to yourself, I am. And for those of you who haven't quite started yet, I am. And for those of you who have started, I am. Why? Because I can't believe that I started with a GED and that GED turned into a 4-year degree. Listen to me, and I don't owe anybody an apology. I am phenomenal, and I don't owe anybody an apology. I am going to do great things, and I don't owe anybody an apology. I was created to be great. I was created to do great things. I was created to have great things, and I will no longer ask others for their permission. That Eric Thomas that grew up in Detroit and had that Detroit mentality, while I love it, it doesn't transfer to every community. I had to let the dream destroy you. Let it strip you. Let it remake and mold you. Don't be afraid. Some of you are afraid. Listen to me. Wherever you're from, if that's where you're from, if you leave, you can always come back. I promise you. I promise you, when you come back, you can get right back into conversation. Nothing's going to change. I promise you, whatever world you're from, if you go to other worlds, you can always go back to that world. The version of you that you are right now is a blessing, but it won't take you to the next level. No matter who you are, if you're average or if you're good, when you get around greatness and you stay around greatness, you start listening to great podcasts, reading great books, and you start hanging around great people, and you start becoming a part of great masterminds. God, you just evolve. And I don't know what happened, but every year, I went from a high school dropout and homeless to I start becoming every single day more of who I am. And I can't believe it. My next goal is to win the Nobel Prize. Why? I had to come up with something. I am giving you permission to be great. I'm giving you permission to be everything you were called to be, to do everything that you're capable of doing, to have everything you're supposed to have. Listen to me. You have to be careful when you hang around average people. All they're going to do is tell you what they can't do. And that's okay, that they can't do it, but that has absolutely nothing to do with us. We can go from being homeless and high school dropouts to having PhDs, writing books, and becoming the voice of a generation. We can do whatever we believe we can do, and we don't need anybody's permission to do it but ours. You are brilliant. You are special. Yes, you're different, and yes, you're not doing it the traditional route, but greatness is upon you. You've got to keep going. You've got to keep going. You've got to keep going. In the 12 years to get the 4-year degree turned into a master's degree, and the master's degree turned into a PhD. God, I can't believe it. I went from being a high school dropout, from being homeless, living in abandoned buildings, to Dr. Eric Thomas, to writing 6 books. Guys, are you hearing what I'm saying today? Stop playing small and start playing big, because I am. All right. I am. Listen to me. I was literally homeless. I was coming to church, not really taking showers. I wasn't brushing my teeth. And this guy looked at me and said, "You need to get your GED. You need to leave Detroit. I'm going to send you to college because greatness is upon you." I had never spoken a day in my life. And this guy saw something in me that I didn't see. And he gave me permission to be where other people said I couldn't be. He gave me permission to believe I was great. He gave me permission to think I could change the world. He gave me permission to start something that had never started in my family before. He gave me permission to say, I am. Listen to me very closely. When you graduate and you get a job, if you want to get paid, you never say no. You never say it can't get done. Don't you ever say out of your mouth, it can't get done, even if you feel in your heart it can't get done. You won't say it out loud. You let the broke folks say that. You let the folks they're firing first say that. You always say it can get done, even if you don't think it can get done. Just say it and try to make it up. I'm being real. I'm being real. I don't deal with people who say, I don't know how, or I don't think it can be done. I'm like, okay, cool. You won't be getting any bonus at the end of the year when bonuses are getting passed out. You won't be getting any bonus. What I need you to do is, I need you to kill the noise. I need you to embrace the I am. And however you get it done, I need you to get it done. There are 24 hours in the day. Get up. Get up right now from your misery. Get up right now and start climbing. Get up right now and recognize who you are. Get up right now and say, enough is enough. Fight for it. Take control of your life. When you get up out of that bed and you start your day, before you walk out that door, make peace with yourself. So what, you slipped? So what, you fell down? Get up right now and climb. For every mountain that you climb, it's going to get tougher. So I'm telling you, get up. Focus on conquering today. This is the moment of truth, for you to understand that within you are great possibilities. I'm talking to the individual that understands that grit is work. Let me tell you something about grit. Grit is when you're hurting so bad. Grit is when you're hurting so bad, but you know you've got a job to do. Grit is something that pushes you in a total different direction. How do you get through something? You've got to keep climbing. Fall, climb, slip, climb. You've got to climb. You've got to know that you are built for something. You weren't built for nothing. You've got to know that if it did not make you, it cannot break you. Pay attention to your drive, pay attention to your purpose, and just get through the day. Don't dwell on tomorrow. Focus on now. I will make mistakes. I will fall, but I will get up. I will struggle, but I will learn. I will be what I was meant to be. and no one can take that away. For I am who I am. How will you know who you are inside if you're so afraid of a put-down, of a setback, of a rejection, of challenges? How will you know who you are if you don't have the abilities to rise up, to be able to say, I know who I am. I know I've got this. I know I can be better. I know I can come up. You may ask, why me? Why do I have to face so many significant challenges? Why is it that every day that I go to my job, I'm facing challenges? Why is it that every day I have to come across someone that wants to test me? Yeah. Okay. There's a mountain. Let's see what I can do. Oh man, here we go. Here's another one. Let's see what I can do. You can't live this life without climbing to something. You want to go up? You've got to climb up. You want to get up to the next level? You've got to climb up. Obstacles, challenges, life. Oh, and guess what? I forgot to tell you this. Oh, guess what? Ladies and gentlemen, you've got to work for it. This outcome that you want so bad in your life, this thing that you're chasing, whatever that may be, how do you expect to get there? It ain't going to happen overnight. It's not going to be handed to you. You've got to keep climbing up that mountain. You've got to keep going up. You are going to fall a few times. You are going to slip up. Let me tell you something. Many times in my life, I fell down, I slipped up, I didn't know how I was going to get up, but I got up. I refused to quit on me. I didn't want to go any further, but I said, not today. This is not going to happen to me, because I know I've got a job to do. You can do it. I know you can do it. But do you know you can do it? Do you believe in yourself? You can do it. Can't do it? Yes, you can. Be who you need to be, but don't you dare be an excuse. Don't quit. Get up, climb. Today is the day. Today, it's about you. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I promise you, throughout the rest of your life, you are going to challenge yourself and you will be challenged. Throughout your life, you are going to have to face some things that you are not prepared for, but you better stay ready for it. You better get yourself together right now. You better understand that your life is not going to be easy because you are living it each and every day. And something or someone is coming after you. It doesn't mean that your life is over. That means you are being tested. Don't stop. Keep going. Don't stop. Keep pushing. Don't stop. Keep fighting. Don't stop. Keep working. Let this day be a lesson, not an end. Let this day be the test for the testimony. Let this day be your faith. Let this day be your power. You can't have excuses. You can't play the blame game, because great people don't make excuses. They make it happen. You still must grind. I'll never be in the Olympics. I'll never be a professional athlete, but still, I grind. I fail at most things I do, but still, I grind. I don't want to do half the things I do, but still I grind. When you're working towards your dream, somebody said, the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. Oh, it's sweet to you. It's good to you. Why? See, when it's hard, there's a struggle. See, what you become in the process is more important than the dream. No more will I be treated like this. No more will I be overweight. No more will I be in a job that I hate. Just decide, man, what you need to do is train your mind and focus on the pain you'll get if you don't act. Listen to me. You are in full control of your destiny, of your future, of your dreams. Nobody else is responsible for it. Don't you give up on your life. Don't you give up on those reps. Don't you give up on giving it what it takes to get the most of yourself. Still I grind, and that one day, you'll see me down a dark alley running at 1 in the morning. Know one thing, I was grinding. Why is the truth so important? You have to have the truth to have a starting point. And your true self is found in that very uncomfortable zone. We all look for toughness. We all want it, but we look for it in a comfortable environment. You will not find toughness in a comfortable environment. The only way you find it is to drown yourself in a position where you're just out of sorts, where you can't swim and you're drowning. You're it. Will you say, you know what? Man, at once you come face to face with who you are. You have a starting point. It's in our heat saying, you know what, man? Dude, you're not doing it. You're wasting a bunch of percentage here. And this other 80% is suffering pain, failure, self-doubt, darkness, and then a whole bunch of light. But to get to this light, you've got to go through all of this. You're not succeeding. You're not achieving it because you're afraid to go to that dark place to find yourself. You're setting goals you know you can reach. And when you do that, that fear, that insecurity, that doubt, that's where you grow. You must always set goals that you think you cannot achieve. And in there, you get better. When that alarm clock goes off in the morning, your mind says no. You just say, this is what we do now. Because to get to where you want to go, the amount of pain involved, the amount of mental pain of how many times you're going to have to do something that you don't want to do to get to where you want to go every day. You must ask yourself, did I do enough? And then, once you do this over and over and over again, it becomes like breathing. I don't want to live this lifestyle, but to get to the other side of this, I have to. So if you really want it, you realize what trying is and what trying is. Your brain is the most powerful weapon in the world. Once you put away your phones, computers, and all that we have nowadays, your brain is the only thing you have. When you're going through depression, when you're going through hard times, when you're facing death in real life, you can't Google that, man. You're alone. You may have a shrink to go to. You may have a best friend to confide in, but there are 24 hours in the day where you're alone in this brain. Your brain is talking to you in all kinds of ways, and it wants to control you, pull you into different pockets. If you can't control your own brain and your brain controls you, it's over. You've got to tell your brain where you want to go, how you want to go, and how you want to get there. You've got to control it. If not, it's over. All I knew back then was hard work. You've got to work hard. You've got to work hard. I can't get this paragraph. I can't remember what's in this paragraph to pass this test to get in the military. Read again. Still not getting it. Read it again. But if you're not getting it, write it out. And that's how I started learning. I realized if I keep going back and going back and going back until just becomes your will, you say, okay, we're going to figure it out. It'll find a way because it's not going to stop. It's not like, I'm going to try one more time. No. When the clock goes off, boom, we're going back. I can't read right. We're going back. I gave myself no way out. And my mind realized that. It said, okay, we're going to adapt and overcome. Now, that was my mindset, and that's how you get through things. You put yourself, you immerse yourself wherever it is, you become that. I became hell, and that became my new norm. I gave myself no way out. There was nothing outside these walls of hell. I watched this segment on TV about these guys going through Navy SEAL training, and I couldn't even swim well. I was afraid of the water, all this crap, man. I saw these guys just quitting. But at the very end, it said 22 guys there, command officers up there, and he gives this great speech. So I started visualizing myself being the 23rd guy sitting there with these guys. I said, man, if I could feel that, that would change my life. And what was that feeling? You wanted it so bad. Respect, accomplishment, victory. I wanted to win, not beat somebody else. If it wasn't about that, I just wanted to go the distance. Everything in my life, when something got hard, I quit. I didn't work harder than you, so I quit. Like, man, if I could just go that distance, that extra mile, just to finish. I want to finish. You want to feel victory. And victory for me wasn't winning. It was just finishing. So I said, you know what? If I could feel like these guys feel, it would change my life. And literally, I started feeling victory just by putting myself in the battle. I started realizing, man, just by going to war with myself every day and putting these challenges and these goals and these obstacles, these insurmountable obstacles. Now we can move from there. But if you look at it as man, I'm broken and I'm still here and I'm fighting and I'm going to find a way to get through this because I have no other place to go. It gives you a lot of power. And no one really finds themselves without going through trials, tribulations, suffering, accountability. And accountability is suffering. Being accountable every single day for doing right for yourself, for the people next to you, it's measurable. The more I did this, the more I gained confidence. And then the more I gained confidence, the more I realized these Navy SEALs, man, these guys can't do what I'm doing right now. I had no coach, had no trainer, had no money. I didn't know how to lose weight. I had no knowledge of what I was doing. I was just working. I was just sacrificing. But I would have never found these tools if I didn't put myself in a very uncomfortable place. And your true self is found in that very uncomfortable zone. That's where he came from. He came from all these obstacles. And now he's there. So everybody goes, how do you do that? You know exactly how to do that, man. Let's go. It's time. You've got one life to live. It's time to get it done. I don't know who you are, where you're from, but get it done. It's time to listen. It's time to focus. What haven't you been able to accomplish? What has stopped you? What has haunted you? Why are you losing sleep over it? All roads lead back to what you're focusing on and who you're listening to. Energy flows where focus goes. So, what are you focused on? If you haven't been able to get it done, today marks the first day of the best days of your life. So where focus goes, energy flows. I'm talking to you. If you're going to get it done, I need you to listen and focus at all costs. Protect your peace. If you're going to get it done, you've got to let some things go. Stop waiting to feel like it. Stop waiting until you see it. Stop waiting for somebody to come and save you. Nobody's coming to rescue you. The problem with many of you is that you're focused on your fears. You're focused on the risk more than you are the reward. The prize goes to the hardest worker in the room. The question is, how bad do you want this? The problem with many of you is that you're not tired enough. You're focused on the pain of the process more than you are the glory on the other side. You're listening to the wrong people. You're listening to the wrong voices. It's time to pull that energy from fear. Pull that energy away from doubt. How bad do you want this? If you can hear my voice, I'm just wondering. Are you bold enough? Are you daring enough? Is your faith outrageous enough to take a chance on yourself? It's time to manifest. It's time to get it done. Fight, fight, fight for your future. It may hurt, but get it done with tears in your eyes. Get it done if nobody believes in you. Get it done if the person you love most walks out on you. Get it done if your children don't believe in you, if your spouse doesn't believe in you. Get it done. It's always impossible until it's done, so get it done. Over the course of my life, I've come to realize that in order to get things done, there are some things I've got to get over. And that's the problem with many of you, that you're not over the relationship gone bad. You're not over the job that you lost. You're not over the person that walked out on you, the people and the places where you've experienced trauma and anguish. You're not over it. You're not over the fear. You're not over the anxiety. You don't smile anymore. You don't laugh anymore. You don't love like you used to. And there are some things you're going to have to get over. You have not been able to get it done because you're carrying so much weight from the past. You don't feel like it, but newsflash, stop waiting to feel it. At the end of the day, you can listen to 1,000,000 motivational speeches, but you are going to have to wake up and make a decision to get it done. The moment you are no longer willing to tolerate where you are, everything changes. Nobody's going to be able to pull you out of the murky water, out of this muddy, bloody, painful, miserable place that you're in. You're going to have to make up your mind. Enough is enough. I'm getting out of this place, and I've got stuff to do. I've got a destiny to fulfill. Are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to let go of some things? Are you willing to put in the work? Again, are you ready to be consistent? Are you tired of this version of yourself? Get over the pain. Get over the trauma. Get over the betrayal. Get over who left you. Get over who lied on you. Get over it. If you're going to get it done, you've got to get over it. Release the pain. Release the unforgiveness. Release the fear. If you're going to get it done, you're going to have to eliminate all distractions and put your blinders on. I don't know what your goal is. Let the world reject you. Let the world close doors on you. Let the world tell you no. I'm just wondering, can you dig deep beside yourself? The future goes to the hardest worker in the room. You have everything you need to get started. Stop waiting for the weather to change in your life. Stop waiting for the perfect conditions. Stop waiting for a handout. Stop waiting for everybody to believe in you and cheer for you and affirm you. Life knocked you in the mouth years ago, and you haven't hit back yet. You hit back with determination. You hit back with focus. You hit back when you listen. You hit back when you are disciplined. You hit back with resilience. Get in the ring and hit back. It's time to get up and hit back. Stand in front of a mirror and tell yourself, I've got a destiny to fulfill. It's simple, but it's not easy. But all you have is all you need. It's the start that stops most people. Start now. When you leave this place, I need you to get in beast mode and stay in beast mode. On 3, beast mode. 1, 2, 3, beast mode. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Come on. 1, 2, 3. If you wake up at 3:30, some other kid is getting up at 3 oldies and he's got 30 minutes on you. Today, I need you to do me a huge favor. I need you not only to want to be a beast, I need you to live in beast mode. Because if you live in beast mode, you'll have what other people don't have. Listen to me very closely. Not only will you have what other people don't have, you will do what other people can't do. So, what is it? What is that one thing that you're saying that I am going to get this thing done and I'm going to make my dreams become a reality? Everyone wants to be a beast until it's time to do what real beasts do. Everybody wants to make their dreams become a reality. There's no one sitting in this room who sees, I want to procrastinate, I don't want to get it done, I don't want to get to the next level. No, every person in this room. Not only do you want your dreams to become a reality, you deserve for your dreams to become a reality. This is important. Seasons are always temporary. Say it. The seas are always temporary. Crisis is not a permanent condition. It's just a season. And the key to life is what you have to do is organize yourself to maximize the season. That's all. As long as you're average, you're going to get what average people get. You get to that point where you do exactly what you say you're going to do. You're going to get to the next level. No one can do it for you but you. It's not over until I win. Life has taught me that you will grow through what you go through. Life has taught me that for every level, there's another devil. Life has taught me the depth of your struggle will determine the height of your success. Everybody's got a dream. Everybody's got a goal. Everybody wants something in life. But many of you in this room right now, your beast mode is idle. Your beast mode is not turned on. And when you leave this place, I'm telling you, your life is going to go to a whole another level if you can learn to turn that switch on and keep that switch on. I outlasted the pain. You're saying, I've got dreams, I have goals, there are things that I want to accomplish, I'm not satisfied, like I don't sleep well at night. Like E.T., I dream it. E.T., I want it. E.T. Let me tell you something. If you get to that point where you do exactly what you said you're going to do, you're going to get to the next level as an individual. Do what's next, and you keep growing until you start to discover, hey, this is my real passion. So identity is the number one thing I work to change with people. to expand it. Expand your own sense of who you really are and what you're capable of. And the mindset has to be destroy any limitation and move forward. Move forward, move forward. I think passion is the genesis of genius. If you've got enough passion, you're going to find answers nobody else does, but most people run out of fuel, meaning they get tired, they get exhausted, they get burned out, they get the law of familiarity. They're around something so much, they take it a little bit for granted. And I've managed to see something in myself that I found in every great leader that I've ever respected. And that is, I value intelligence immensely, but I know really smart people can't fight their way out of a paper bag pragmatically. What I see is the one common denominator of people that are successful over a lifetime is the sustained hunger. Hunger is the number one factor you need to be good at. Pattern recognition. And that's what gets somebody strong at anything. I mean, you look at, why is Amazon doing so well? He realized one pattern was valued over anything else: convenience, right? If you look at Tom Brady, friend of mine, he's got pattern recognition like nobody else. At 43 years old, he's able to do things no one dreamed could be done. He's got more Super Bowl rings than any team. See, what do they see that? None of us see. What's the pattern? Then you've got to learn pattern utilization. It's one thing to see, it's another thing to use it. And then if you're good, after a while, you get to pattern creation. It's like if you learn to play the piano, most people play other people's music, and then there's a point you've learned so much that you're able to create. It really comes down to anyone can learn anything if it's important enough to you. So it's like my drive is not just for me. That wouldn't be enough because it's easy to meet your own needs. It's not that difficult. But if you can find something that you care about more than yourself, your daughter, your son, your family, your business, your mission, your community, whatever it is, that's really the secret to energy and vitality and strength and really learning. And one of the things I want to do with people during this challenge is take things that seem so complex and make them so simple. So you do it, get it really simple. Things you can do right now to change your life. You can go to experience it that day, and then you get momentum. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and all of a sudden now, what used to be hard to do is easy to do. And I think for anyone, you've got to understand, anyone can learn anything if you can just break it down to its simple core. And that's what I try to do most. And I'm just not willing to settle for a life without passion and aliveness. It's just like, there's so much to learn, there's so much to grow, there's so much to give, and I'm wired to grow and give. I think anybody gets wired to grow and give is going to have a really fulfilling life. It doesn't matter what you choose to do. You're going to be alive. A year ago, people thought we're coming out of, we got vaccines now and we're coming out of COVID and it's going to be all over now. And people are excited. But now, after going through 2 years of this, there's a lot of people now that no longer have a compelling future. Like, people talking about New Year's resolutions. Most people don't even have one because it's like they never follow through anyway, right? But at least they had something to look forward to. They're starting to get a learned helplessness. Learned helplessness is when something is so bad over and over again, you start thinking the problem's permanent, no problem is permanent, or you start thinking the problem's pervasive because I haven't handled my finances, my whole world's over, or because my relationship's bad, my whole world's over. Your life is bigger than that. My goal right now is to shake that up for people. People need a new perspective, and you can't do it by just sitting and thinking. You got to move your body, you've got to change your energy and your focus. But if I get you into a higher state of being mentally, emotionally, physically, and all of a sudden you start remembering who you are and you start coming up with answers that you never even thought were possible before. The idea of remembering who you are is something incredibly powerful. I need you to get your schedule up. I need you to get your life up. I need you to get your words up. I need you to get your heart up. I need you to get your action up. I need you to get to a place where every single thing that you do is phenomenal, so that the life you want to live, you can actually live that life. Everybody wants to be number one. Everybody wants to be the best. Everybody wants to succeed. Everybody wants to have to be and do what they feel they've been called to do. The challenge becomes, most of us, when it's time to do what beasts do, we don't do it. I need you to put this down, put this down, put this down, because what you're going to discover as you're going toward your dream, as you're going toward your goal, there's going to be so many distractions. There are going to be so many people, haters, so many people that come up against you, so many obstacles, so many trials, so many tribulations. When people ask me, E.T., like for real, E.T., I know you can give me 20 things that you've done to help yourself become successful, but E.T., I just need like one or two. Can you give me one or two? And one of the things I tell people is, I outlasted the pain. I outlasted the pain. I need you to recycle your pain. When I was sleeping in those abandoned buildings, I kept telling myself, one day you'll be a homeowner. Every time I walked into that abandoned building, I told myself, this might be your current circumstances, but this will not be how the story ends. All you have to do, E.T., is to survive today. When they kicked me out of school, I knew that I would not be a high school dropout for the rest of my life. I knew I got to get through this. One day, me and my mom been through a lot. My mom and I have gone months and almost years of not talking to each other. But every single day I kept telling myself, one day I'll have a great relationship with my mom again. One day I didn't grow up with my biological father. He wasn't in my life until I was 30 years old. But I told myself, today your father is not in your life, but one day. So every single day when I wake up homeless, one day. Every single day when I woke up in that abandoned building, one day. One day is going to be E.T.'s day. But that day can't come if I give up today. So every single day when I woke up, I kept telling myself, today might not be the day, but soon it will be my day. And I will recycle my pain. What do you mean, E.T.? You recycled your pain? I turned homelessness into a book. I turned my father not being in my life into a book. I turned a strained relationship with my mom into a book. I turned being homeless into a book. I turned being a high school dropout into a bestseller. And not only do they sell it in America, they sell it across the world. What will you do with your pain? Will you let it break you, or will you let it redefine you? I outlasted the pain. Success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. Like success is getting what you want. Fulfillment is living what you're made for. Fulfillment and success, they're not even in the same universe. People ask me all the time, what does it take to be happy? And I always tell them it's really simple. One word, progress. Progress equals happiness. If you keep growing, you're going to feel alive. And if you keep growing, you're going to have more to give. It doesn't matter how many statues, Oscars, or how much money they give you, or how much money you have in the bank. We've all seen people have all those things, and I get the phone call because they're depressed, or somebody commits suicide. In that area, it's really an inner game. And I think that's what's missing for us today. Everybody's focusing on the outside world. And hell, there's a lot of things in the outside world you'll never be able to control. You can influence, but you can't control it. This, your mind, your emotions, your body, you have 100% control over what you do with these things, and that's where the game is won. Win the inner game, then you win the outer game. But a lot of people spend their life trying to win the outer game, and they're miserable. Someone can tell you your whole life, you're a piece of crap, but you can say, screw you. read between the lines, and make your life work. Someone tells you your whole life, you're beautiful, you're intelligent, you're the smartest person in the world, and you don't believe it because self-esteem doesn't come from what people say about you. Self-esteem is earned within yourself. It's esteem for yourself, which only comes by doing things that are incredibly difficult, and then your brain goes, this is who I am. You really got to figure out what you're made for, and nobody knows in the beginning, so you start where you are and you do what's in front of you.
Have you ever stopped to consider the transformative power of gratitude? It's more than just saying, thank you. Gratitude is a profound emotion, a recognition of the good in our lives, even amidst challenges. It's an appreciation for the people and experiences that shape us, a celebration of the present, and a catalyst for positive change. Consider the story of Dominic Lokinyomo Lobalu, an athlete from South Sudan. Lobalu found himself in the most unlikely of places, a refugee camp in Kenya. Despite the hardships, he discovered an opportunity to run, to compete, and to dream. No, there was no prize money at the finish line, but there was something else, a sense of accomplishment, a feeling of belonging, and a newfound perspective on life. Lobalu expressed gratitude for these intangible rewards, for they had a transformative impact on his life. Gratitude isn't about ignoring life's difficulties. Instead, it's about finding the strength to celebrate life despite them. It's about acknowledging that every experience, every person, and every moment is a gift, a unique opportunity for growth and understanding. Gratitude is a powerful force. It sheds light on the positive aspects of our lives, inspiring us to strive for better, to appreciate more, and to live fully. So, if gratitude can change one life so dramatically, what could it do for you? How can you harness the power of gratitude in your own life? Let's explore some practical ways to cultivate this transformative emotion. Start by keeping a gratitude journal. Write down the things you're thankful for each day, whether they're as simple as a warm cup of coffee or as profound as the love of family. It's about recognizing the good in your life, no matter how small. Next, make it a point to express your thanks to others. A simple thank you can go a long way in brightening someone's day and reinforcing your own feelings of gratitude. Remember, gratitude is not just about receiving, it's also about giving. Finally, take a moment each day to reflect on your positive experiences. Soak in the good, let it fill you up, and carry it with you. Consider Dominic Lokinyomo Lobalu, who despite the hardships he faced as a refugee, found gratitude in the opportunity to train as an athlete. His story is a poignant reminder of the power of gratitude, even in the face of adversity. Or take the wisdom of the stars, which encourage us to find balance and emotional awareness. By practicing gratitude, we can navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. Gratitude isn't just a feeling, it's a practice. And with practice, you too can experience its transformative power. What happens when gratitude becomes a way of life? Imagine waking up each morning, not with a sense of dread or monotony, but with a heart full of thankfulness. This is the transformative power of gratitude. When we make it a daily habit, we start to see the world in a different light. We begin to appreciate the little things, the daily miracles that we once overlooked. People who live this way report a surge of happiness, a newfound joy that stems not from material possessions, but from the simple act of being alive. They find their relationships deepening, becoming more authentic and meaningful as they express their appreciation, not only in words, but also in actions. Gratitude also gives us resilience, the ability to bounce back from adversity. When you're grateful, you're able to see the silver lining in every cloud, the lesson in every failure. You become more resilient because you understand that every experience, good or bad, is a gift. Testimonials from people who have made gratitude a part of their daily lives echo these sentiments. They speak of a sense of fulfillment, a deep contentment that wasn't there before. They talk about how gratitude has changed their perspective, their relationships, their entire lives. Gratitude isn't just about being thankful for what you have. It's about recognizing the beauty in every moment and every experience. And when you do, you'll find that life is richer, fuller, and far more rewarding than you ever imagined.
Is money the root of all evil, or is it the lack of money that brings out the worst in us? An intriguing question indeed. A mystery that explores our relationship with those crisp bills and shiny coins. Does money hold the power to distort, or does its absence twist morality and values? It's a riddle about money's influence and its outcomes. Let's dive into the complex world of money, its influence, and its consequences. Imagine a man named John, born into opulence, money never a concern. His upbringing made him see wealth as his worth, growing up with a vast sense of entitlement. John flaunted his wealth, indulging in extravagance, yet overlooking the vital truth. Life is about who we are, not what we possess. As he aged, his riches became a curse. Empathy dwindled. Relationships suffered. Surrounded by people, John felt isolated, his wealth creating a chasm between him and the world. His insatiable desire for more led him to corruption. The wealth, once a source of security, evoked constant fear. Fear of loss, getting caught, and consequences. He lost sight of what mattered, allowing his wealth to control him, corrupt his morals, and disconnect him from the world. John's story serves as a stark reminder. It shows us how wealth, if mishandled, can lead to downfall. In John's case, his wealth, which could have been a blessing, instead became a curse. Now, let's meet Sarah. She was not born with a silver spoon, but she had a dream and the determination to achieve it. In a small town, Sarah was born into modest means, but with a powerful dream. Despite life's hurdles, she faced adversity head-on. Juggling multiple jobs, struggling financially, she persisted. These struggles were not her end, but stepping stones to her success. As she worked tirelessly, she began to earn. Each paycheck was a testament to her perseverance. She used her earnings for education, investing in her own potential. This opened doors to better opportunities. But Sarah's vision extended beyond herself. Utilizing her resources, she created opportunities for others, sponsoring children's education and supporting local businesses. She gave back to her community, demonstrating that money wasn't just about personal gain, but a tool for positive change. For Sarah, money was not the goal, but a tool to create a better life for herself and others. So, is money the root of all evil or the lack of it? The tales of John and Sarah offer some insights. Let's contemplate what these stories reveal. John, plagued by scarcity, let money rule his life. His pursuit of wealth eclipsed his values and relationships, and ultimately, his joy. His tale serves as a stark reminder about the pitfalls of money obsession. Meanwhile, Sarah, despite being affluent, never let money define her. She harnessed it as a tool to enhance her life and those around her. She grasped that money on its own is neither good nor bad. It's our perspective and its application that truly count. So we must self-evaluate. Are we like John, letting money dominate, or like Sarah, who uses money to her advantage? It's an essential reflection that can steer our actions and mold our lives. Money is merely a tool, an enabler. It can offer comfort, unlock opportunities. But it's upon us to use it conscientiously, making sure it augments our lives and those of others, rather than causing distress. Remember, money is a tool. It's the hand that holds it that determines whether it's used for good or evil. Is money the root of all evil, Or is it the lack of money that brings out the worst in us? An intriguing question indeed. A mystery that explores our relationship with those crisp bills and shiny coins. Does money hold the power to distort, or does its absence twist morality and values? It's a riddle about money's influence and its outcomes. Let's dive into the complex world of money, its influence, and its consequences. Imagine a man named John, born into opulence, money never a concern. His upbringing made him see wealth as his worth, growing up with a vast sense of entitlement. John flaunted his wealth, indulging in extravagance, yet overlooking the vital truth. Life is about who we are, not what we possess. As he aged, his riches became a curse. Empathy dwindled. Relationships suffered. Surrounded by people, John felt isolated, his wealth creating a chasm between him and the world. His insatiable desire for more led him to corruption. The wealth, once a source of security, evoked constant fear. Fear of loss, getting caught, and consequences. He lost sight of what mattered, allowing his wealth to control him, corrupt his morals, and disconnect him from the world. John's story serves as a stark reminder. It shows us how wealth, if mishandled, can lead to downfall. In John's case, his wealth, which could have been a blessing, instead became a curse. Now, let's meet Sarah. She was not born with a silver spoon, but she had a dream and the determination to achieve it. In a small town, Sarah was born into modest means, but with a powerful dream. Despite life's hurdles, she faced adversity head-on. Juggling multiple jobs, struggling financially, she persisted. These struggles were not her end, but stepping stones to her success. As she worked tirelessly, she began to earn. Each paycheck was a testament to her perseverance. She used her earnings for education, investing in her own potential. This opened doors to better opportunities. But Sarah's vision extended beyond herself. Utilizing her resources, she created opportunities for others, sponsoring children's education and supporting local businesses. She gave back to her community, demonstrating that money wasn't just about personal gain, but a tool for positive change. For Sarah, money was not the goal, but a tool to create a better life for herself and others. So, is money the root of all evil or the lack of it? The tales of John and Sarah offer some insights. Let's contemplate what these stories reveal. John, plagued by scarcity, let money rule his life. His pursuit of wealth eclipsed his values and relationships, and ultimately, his joy. His tale serves as a stark reminder about the pitfalls of money obsession. Meanwhile, Sarah, despite being affluent, never let money define her. She harnessed it as a tool to enhance her life and those around her. She grasped that money on its own is neither good nor bad. It's our perspective and its application that truly count. So we must self-evaluate. Are we like John, letting money dominate, or like Sarah, who uses money to her advantage? It's an essential reflection that can steer our actions and mold our lives. Money is merely a tool, an enabler. It can offer comfort, unlock opportunities. But it's upon us to use it conscientiously, making sure it augments our lives and those of others, rather than causing distress. Remember, money is a tool. It's the hand that holds it that determines whether it's used for good or evil.
Life is a series of peaks and valleys. We've all been there. The crushing weight of failure, the sting of defeat. Maybe you lost that job, that relationship, or that dream you held so tightly. It's okay. Breathe. You're not alone. But listen closely. Failure isn't the end. It's a comma, not a full stop. It's the fertile soil where resilience grows. Imagine a seed buried deep in the ground, fighting against gravity, pushing through darkness. That's you. That's us. Remember the inventor who failed 1,000 times before creating the light bulb? Thomas Edison didn't see failure. He saw 1,000 ways that didn't work. And then illumination. His persistence changed the world. You, my friend, are not defined by your falls, but by your rises. The phoenix doesn't fear the flames. It emerges stronger from the ashes, so rise. Dust off your knees, wipe away those tears, and stand tall. Picture this. You're climbing a treacherous mountain. The air thins, your muscles ache, doubts creep in. But you keep going. Why? Because the summit awaits, a place where dreams kiss the sky. Failure is the storm that tests your sails. Adjust your course, unfurl those sails, and ride the winds of resilience. You're not defeated. You're battle-hardened. Your scars, they're your badges of honor. Today, we rewrite our stories. We defy gravity, leap over obstacles, and dance on the edge of possibility. Failure, it's just a rehearsal for greatness. So my friend, when life knocks you down, rise again. Let your heart beat louder than your doubts. The world needs your comeback story. You're not just a survivor, you're a thriver. Now go, chase your dreams. Rise again.
Have you ever wondered what it truly means to be motivated? The answer might be simpler than you think. Imagine a young boy, barely 10 years of age. He lives in a small, humble village where the only source of water is a distant well. Every day he would walk miles under the scorching sun, carrying a heavy pot of water on his head. It was tiresome. It was exhausting, but the boy never faltered. Why? Because his motivation was stronger than any physical pain or hardship. His motivation was the well-being of his family, the smiles on their faces when he brought water home. This boy is a living testament to the power of motivation. He had a goal, a purpose that drove him to push past his limits every single day. That's what motivation is all about. It's about having a purpose that fuels your determination and resilience. Now, think about your own life. What's your purpose? What's that one thing that keeps you going, that pushes you to strive for more? Once you find it, hold on to it. Let it guide you, drive you, and inspire you to achieve greatness. Motivation isn't just about achieving big, monumental goals. It's about the small victories, the everyday battles you win against yourself. It's about getting up every morning, even when you don't feel like it. It's about pushing past your comfort zone, challenging yourself, and discovering your true potential. So, take a moment today to reflect on what motivates you. And remember, motivation isn't something you find, it's something you create. Welcome to Motiversity, a community dedicated to inspiring and empowering individuals like you. We're here to help you discover your motivation, unlock your potential, and achieve your goals. If you're ready to embark on this journey of self-discovery and personal growth, don't hesitate. Subscribe now and join us in our mission to inspire and motivate the world. Dive into the world of Motiversity, where every day is an opportunity to grow, thrive, and reach new heights. Remember, your journey to greatness starts with a single step. Make that step today.